Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me just do this stuff. All right. Good morning. There we go. We're all good to go now. Welcome. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. You guys all doing well? I see some of you coming on. Hello. My weekend was fine. My day's fine. Just kind of plugging along, you know. Nothing crazy exciting to report. Let's see, what are my announcements today? We have, oh, nice, you're in Truckee again. We are starting Wings Week. So all week we will be drawing things that have wings. So today we're doing a hummingbird. Tomorrow is Batman. Then we have a fairy. Then we're going to do a bug doodle sheet of all bugs that fly. Except for maybe not a fly. I'm kind of grossed out by flies. A plane. So that's the plan Monday through Friday. For the adults that are here, Saturday sip and draw, I realize is 4th of July. I don't think I'm going to draw that day. I just feel like the turnout will be really low, and I don't know what we're doing here. We'll just be home, but you know, the kid likes to light off fireworks and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's going to get skipped. We'll talk about that more on the page. So that's the announcement for this week. It's all wings. And then, the other really exciting announcement is that today at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I know, right? I feel like I should take that break. Thank you, Rosie, for giving me the okay, because I feel guilty when I do, you guys. I feel guilty when I don't draw for you, but it kind of makes sense to not draw on the 4th of July. I feel like people will be busy. Anyway. At noon today, Draw with Stacy merch, as my kid likes to call it, my Draw with Stacy merch will launch. There are 2 different designs you can choose from. And then you can put them on lots of different things. There's, t-shirts, baseball t-shirts, tank tops, kid shirts, sweatshirts. So that's going to launch at noon. So watch for that. There will be the links to purchase and some information. It happens in batches, in 10-day batches. So if you get in on this first batch, your items will be to you quicker. And then if within that 10-day frame, and then if you don't, then you get on the next one and then you have to wait another 10. So that's the way they do it. Anyway, I'll explain it later. But yes, bring on the merch. We finally have merch. I wanted to do some sort of t-shirt for a long time, and finally got that together. So super excited to have some t-shirts, and I think you guys will love them. The 2 styles are very different from each other. They're awesome. I'm really excited about them. So let's get started on drawing though. We've babbled for about 4 minutes, and let's show you the drawing. So here is our hummingbird. This should actually be a fairly easy drawing to do. Good. I'm glad you guys are excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to order and wear it. So excited. Okay. Here is our hummingbird. We have a little flower. You know, again, I kept it simple. I popped one little flower in there. You could go crazy and add a bunch and, you know, put your hummingbird in a field of flowers, or maybe you have a hummingbird feeder or what have you. And yes, the coloring, you know, I wanted my hummingbird to be really colorful. I wanted him to also almost look kind of tie-dye looking. You can definitely color yours differently. I also made my hummingbird a little bit on the chubby side. So you could make yours smaller if you'd like. I just kind of liked the look of him being a little bit chubbier. And ouch, you got a burn. That's not good. I hate being burned. Okay, so let's get started on this guy. So we're going to break him down into a couple different steps. The first is going to be, you know, kind of an oval shape for the body of the hummingbird. So this is where, you know, you can make him as fat or as skinny as you like. And I'm actually going to make it a little bit longer than I made it. So I'm just extending my line. So that's the start of your hummingbird. And then we're going to put in that long beak, that long nose. So a big, long, skinny triangle. That starts inside the face and comes out. And then you can erase the line that cuts across the nose and close it off inside with a little curved line. Ooh, I had to sneeze. I could feel that one coming. For the eye will just be right back here off to the side, kind of a little bit even with the nose, and I'm just going to do a curved line and then a little half circle shape above that. Thank you. And then I'm going to put another curve inside the eye. So see how I just did a little tiny curve inside the eye. And then I'll put a little circle of light inside of that. I'm going to do a mark for the belly. I want the belly to be white. So I'm just going to put kind of a wavy line, like an oval, kind of a peanut shape really, huh? That kind of looks like a peanut in a shell. I just really like to compare all my shapes to food, really, is what it is. So now we're going to do the wings. So with the wings, one wing is going to be more towards the front, and then one wing is the one on the other side, so it'll kind of sit in the back. So the wing that is towards the front is going to come out of the body. You're going to do a big curve. And then from the end of this curve, you're going to curve it back in. This is like the start of the first feather. And then you're going to do wavy humps back into the body. So just going hump, hump all the way back in the body. And then you can erase the body line that goes across that wing. And the feathers will just be built off of this. They don't have to line up necessarily with the humps. You're just going to do those kind of hot dog shapes. Mine probably will end up lining up with the humps. And you're going to have them get progressively longer, and then they'll come back in. So like these two are going to be my longest, then this one will get shorter again, then this one will be even shorter. So you kind of want them getting bigger. This one is going to be the biggest one. And then they're going to get smaller again. A little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. Just like that. I'll erase this body line that's going across this one. And you can kind of look at them and decide, you know, if you want them to be even longer, maybe you look at them and you think, I made them too short. Just come on and extend them like this. So see, you could just add a little bit to each one, making it a little bit longer than you did before. But just start with those shapes and then see, you know, do you like the length of your wings or do you want them to be a little bit different? And now the wing in the back is going to come up more. Same thing though, it's going to curve around and back in with that little hot dog shape tip. My kid has his door open, so I'm sure, can you guys hear him in the background? And then I'm just going to build off on this side since we're seeing it from the reverse. From the opposite side, I'm just going to build each wing off of the one prior to it. Same sort of thing though, I'm going to get a little bit bigger with each one and then I'll end up making them smaller again. So like in here, we're just going to see lines from the wings. And you can kind of see what that looks like when it's finished. You know, this is the back side of the wing, where here we're seeing each separate little wing piece because it's the one on the front. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And with the wings, you're going to want to do a lot of those action lines. So I'm going to put quite a few of them in different places around the wings because as you know, hummingbirds, they move their wings really quickly, and that just shows a lot of movement in the wings, just those simple lines. Your mom has a hummingbird nest. Oh, I have a friend who has a hummingbird nest too. They're so tiny. They're dinky dinky. That's pretty cool. So now that tail feather, if you've ever watched kind of a hummingbird fly, when they hover, they tend to bend their tail feathers in this way. It's kind of like, it's almost like how they help stay in one spot. I don't really know anything about hummingbirds, but so with these tail feathers, they're going to be coming forward. So I'm just going to build off of this back line from the body. and bring a hot dog shape in. And then I'm going to build off of each one, again, getting a little bit longer each time. I'll have this one be the longest one. And then I'll do 2 more. And then this will come back into the body. And then you can erase the body line that cuts across. And I'm going to add one little bit of motion right there. And that is the hummingbird. Now the flower I've kept very simple, and I'm just going to make an oval shape, but it's going to be wavy. So wavy, bumpy edges. I'm going to put another oval shape in the middle of that for the opening of the flower. And then I'm going to do this kind of bell shape off of the back. So just curving this down and curving this down. I'll finish it off with a little curve triangle tip, and then I'll put a line across it. So this will be kind of the greenery that holds the flower on, and then you can do a stem off of that, 2 little skinny lines, and then you could even put a little leaf off of this. Just for that simple kind of honeysuckle looking flower. You could even put some little center pieces out of the middle if you wanted, or you can make a different type of flower altogether, or a hummingbird feeder, lots of different things you could do with that. And so let's get our pens now, and we will go through and do all of our outline work. I'm going to move this pad aside. And you're just going to outline all of your feathers, all of your bird. You could do division lines for the color transitions if you want. I'm just doing mine blending one color into the next. But you could also put some decorative lines on the wings. There we go. Yeah. You can hum during the erasing. That can be your erasing song today, is just humming. Go straight into that tail because I don't have that body line going across. Building each tail feather off of the one before it. That little belly mark. So the shirts, I won't ship them myself. The shirts are the company you order it from. They handle all of the shipping. So the shirts don't come to me first. In fact, even I just order them from that company for myself. I looked at doing it a couple different ways and it kind of all worked out the same price, and so I went this way so that way I don't have to be the one responsible for packing up shirts and mailing shirts and addressing shirts and all that stuff. I'll just let someone do that for me. No, it is not TeePublic. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it isn't that one. All right, I think I have all my little lines. Now I'm ready to erase. Get all of my pencil off of there. Oh, I forgot those two little action lines, but I can put those in after. So much eraser dust. I need to vacuum off my desk. Okay, so for colors, I'm going to start by doing the beak, and I'm going to do that just kind of a mustardy yellow, a kind of darker yellow. And then in the colors for the hummingbird, I am going to have a very bright green. I'll set them right here. I'm going to have a pink. I'm going to have a light purple. A bright blue. A pale yellow, and I have one more in emerald green. So those are the colors I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to kind of transition one into the next, and then I might use a little bit of my blender pencil to blend certain ones out a little bit, but I will just start with the light green. And so I wanted to make the head, I wanted to do from like the top of the beak around the eye. And I'm coloring this a little bit on the lighter side, not pushing too hard, because again, I kind of want the colors to blend together a little bit so it doesn't just look striped. So I'm going to do the tip there. I'm going to do the edge of the wings, the outer edge of each wing. And then in this wing, I am going to color in side of the wing a bit, like where the wing meets the body. I'll come just a little bit above the wing, and then I'm going to come a little bit below down the back. There is no right or wrong way to do this though. You can really color your hummingbird any way you like. You could start with pink. You know, there's no wrong way to color this bird. And then I'm just going to, in these tail feathers, just put a little bit of green, almost just like I'm scribbling in some green, and that's it. I'm going to leave this out because I will probably go back to it. Now the pink I'm going to color just below the green head. And I kind of want the pink to go up into that green a little bit just to blur out the line of where that green stopped. So see how I'm doing that? Just kind of going up into it a little bit. And I'm going to color this color kind of just down below that, just over the top of that white belly circle. I'm going to put a little bit of pink, kind of like I did with the green, just inside feathers. Just kind of scribbling it in. Same on here. Because in this area, I'm going to kind of layer feathers within the wings. Now I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to come into my wings more with this purple, kind of be almost putting it on top of the pink and down, coming down towards the bottom. But just towards the bottom edge, I'm going to leave a little bit of room up here at the top because I'm going to add some blue in there. So that way I'm seeing some of the pink peek through that purple. And I will use this color again, so I'm going to leave it out. Now I'm going to come in with my blue. Again, come down in a little bit. So I'm coloring that top part that's white, but then I'm also bringing the blue down on top of the purple and the pink, which is what really kind of gives it a little bit of that tie-dye effect. It's what I would do if I was coloring something tie-dye also. You're just kind of layering it on top of each other. Oh, thanks, Dwayne. I couldn't think of the name. And then I'm going to put a little bit of blue right along the edge of the feathers. And I totally forgot to do these feathers up here with the purple, so I'm going to come back in with my purple. This is why when you're doing anything that's kind of tie-dye or kind of layering colors like this, you should always leave your colors out. Don't stick them back into, you know, your color jar or your pencil box or what have you, because you may find that, you know, you want to add a little bit of a color you use, and then, you know, for me, sometimes it's harder to find the color I was using if I put them back. So when I'm doing something like this, I'm always going to keep those colors out. I want this edge to be a little bit more scribbly. It's my technical term right there, scribbly. So blue along there. And then I'm going to come in with that darker emerald and fill that white space, kind of push it up into the green, bring it down into the blue some. And I'll do the same over here. For the tail feathers, I'm going to use this emerald green, kind of come into the white ends and then up a little bit into the green that's already there. So I'm not coloring the tail feathers exactly the same as, I'm not doing those exactly the same as I did the other feathers. I'm going to put some blue on top of that. Bring some of that blue down inside. And then a little bit of purple up above it. Bye. Thanks for coloring today. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your Monday. I'm going to come back to my blue and color kind of along this side edge and up into the pink with just a little bit. See you tomorrow. And then I'm going to take that kind of buttery yellow and fill this space, leave that other one white. Again, kind of taking that yellow up on top of the blue to blend it out a little bit. You could even run some yellow into the wings, on top of that emerald shade, on top of the blue. And then you just kind of end up with this really kind of tie-dyed look. Now, if you want to, you can definitely take like a blender pencil and blend this stuff together even more. It softens all of your edges. It pushes some of the colors above and some of the colors below into each other. So if you have that blender pencil, that's something you can do. You can go through your whole drawing, just blending everything out. You don't really have to be careful here. You don't have to worry about doing it too much or too little. Just blends those lines, fills the white, softens the edges. And remember, if you don't have a blender pencil, then you can also use your white. If you have a white pencil, that will work as well. We'll do some of the same thing as we're doing here. Okay. And now I'm done with that, and I can put all of my colors away. And for this flower, I'm going to do it very bright. So I have my brightest pink. Just coloring all of this space in. And then I'm going to get my brightest yellow and color this outer edge in this bright yellow. I'm going to put some yellow on top of that pink in the center. And I'm actually also going to put a little pink just on top of this yellow, very faintly. And I can blend it back with the yellow again. And then a green for the stem and for the leaf. And then I am finished. And that is our first drawing of Wings Week, our hummingbird with the little flower. Don't forget to put your name on them and your age and where you're from, and share them to the group. You can post them directly in the wall, you can post them in an album, or you can share with me on Instagram. We will be back tomorrow to draw Batman, and stay tuned today at 12 p.m. Pacific time, so in just about an hour and a half, and we will go live with the Draw with Stacy merch. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait for you guys to order it. And then definitely once you receive your merch, I can't wait to see pictures of you wearing it. So thank you so much. I look forward to showing you that later today, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 1. Happy drawing!